I got one for you. No letting go, no holding back. No holding back, no, yeah. Now that I'm with you, it's all of that, baby.
Do you?
They say good things must come to an end.
He went way back.
But I'm optimistic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that I be your friend. Though I made you cry, my duet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Apes Cafe. Here I got my two colleagues. To my right, I have my nigga Bumi, brother from another mother, family, La Familia. To my left, I have the threat, the cool, the calm and collected, cool Kevin. Also a member, a part of Great Apes Cafe.
Yeah,
and
man.
of course, you have me, Timothy Raw, who keep it grimy, real, and 100%.
Timmy,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Turner.
I'm on that Timmy Turner. He be wishing for a burner.
Kill everybody walking.
Know that there's only enough harness. I bitch on BET. She wildin' on BET, wildin' for wildin'. Kill everybody walking. Know that there's only enough harness. Timmy Turner. He be wishing for a burner.
Yeah, he just turned up.
Kill everybody walking. Know that that's only enough. Okay, anyway, shout out to who made that line? Shout out to your boy. Panda Man himself. What's his name? Y'all know him. He made Panda. He one of the realest niggas alive.
He made that gold song.
No, that's Trinidad.
Shout out to Designer. Shout out to Designer.
Yes,
Shout out to Designer.
Hold all on my.
That's not my song. I didn't freestyle that. That Timmy Turner. He made that, and I just thought he was talking about me. But anyway, this is Great Apes Cafe. I hope that my friends, family members, acquaintances, and people who know both of these gentlemen like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Now, I've been drinking. But anyway, besides the drinking part, what I want to start off this podcast is with camera contact etiquette, with vocational etiquette, and with dynamic etiquette. And I'm going to go explain a little bit.
We're talking to y'all
But
tonight.
we're talking to y'all tonight, and I'm also talking to these two on how to control the room during a conversational situation. Even though I've been drinking, I'm intoxicated. I can still show you a form of dynamic on utilizing both conversation and visual aspiration. I'm using these words. We all know I'm too ignorant for this shit. Anyway, so what I'm going to get at is, I had to get on my homeboy, my blood, my flesh and my blood, my blood and my flesh, my cousin. A few episodes ago, he be drawing and not watching at the video or looking at the video, or conversational capabilities is at 0%. And I'm letting him know that's okay, as long as he show a form of ear hustling, a form of attribution, a form of cooperation with people that's inside this area, inside the podcast, getting the camera and getting the lights. Now, granted, I also understand that people in general get nervous when they're in the lights.
For real.
Even sometimes I find myself, especially being interrogated many, many moons ago when I was young. And everybody was like, Tim, you in trouble. And I did some things that I cannot speak about. I have some juvenile records. I have some vagrant things that I cannot speak, and I've been interrogated for it. So sometimes that light makes people nervous. However, I know when and what, when, where, why, how, and when not to deliver or have a statement. So they had to figure out, especially my cousin here, Chase, aka Bumi. I had to let him know, or rather, he had to figure out how to delicately balance what he's going to talk about and what he's not, what information he's going to divulge and whatnot. And a lot of people, if you look at some episodes, get mad on some of the information I divulge. Some people get mad that when I talk about things that is personal to them, they get mad. Always remember in a podcast, when you speak 100%, notice I'm looking at you, look at the camera. 100%, when you keep it real, 100%, sometimes it's 10,000%. painful. And that's okay. I also realized doing this podcast that you can't conversate with fools. And you know who you are. No.
You know
who you are. You can't keep it real with people because they turn around and they make videos about it instead of making diss songs. And I won't say no names.
Oh.
You got to now because I need to know.
Oh,
they know.
I think I know who you're talking about, right?
They don't want no problem. Ooh. They don't want no problem with me. They got to get a person with a bandana thinking that they G, you dig? But anyway, you have to know how to utilize your conduct. Granted, even amongst all alcohol on here, even though the fact that tonight I've been drinking, I have to know how to have a conversation. And how do you stick to the script? Granted, I don't have a script. I freestyle it. It's quite easy for me and scary for other people. Example, look at my cousin right here. He don't like the fact that he has a camera. He's like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? Oh my God. Oh. He sound constipated and shit, right? But I told him, like, bro, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Be yourself. But how do you be yourself without letting the world know too much? Y'all only know 25% of me. You would never know the 100% unless if you sit at the table and the camera's not rolling. Trust me, I know. Anyway.
That man got some good shit.
Hey, am I lying? Am I lying, bro? So you got to know how to balance out the information. So in the etiquette, when you look at the camera, you have conversational speaking capabilities. You got to think about it. Well, why you got to look at people when talking and looking at the camera? This is what, if you never notice, sometimes I do this.
Oh, let me practice this real quick. Hey, boom. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, we here, bro. Like, Tim.
And then I look at the camera.
Tom, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Like I was saying, camera. We all here.
Right.
That was good. Like,
think about the view. Think about the view. What Whoopi Goldberg, when I'm moderating, that's very hard. I have the hardest job.
You do remind me of Whoopi Goldberg a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out to Whoopi Goldberg. Look, Whoopi Goldberg is not ugly. All right, let that sink in. But anyway, so when I'm getting at, Chief, is this. I have to make sure you utilize your capabilities to talk. Okay. I know you're scared, and that's okay.
Super scared.
You can still paint, you can still draw, you can still be abstract. But what I also need you to do is be also incorporating your situation with the present here.
Right.
Granted, how do you do that when you're nervous? What clues can I give y'all? I'm gonna tell you what I have in mind. So when I do my podcast, I picture two things. I picture that the audience that is looking at me is either butt naked, which normally don't work for me because I don't want to think about the male aspect of butt nakedness, right? I don't want to do that.
Nah.
But I also picture them see me as a giant. I feel like I am the biggest person on the planet and they bunch of ants. That's how I feel, and that's how trick or reverse psychology use my mind to get in front of a camera and not worry about what somebody else is thinking. You also got to think about how I'm looking at you. And then sometimes slowly look at the camera because I want to bring the audience in. Like, subscribe, share. I want to bring the audience in, and then I will look back at you. Yeah. And I got those key components. That deep, 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 deep. I got that from the view. I saw Whoopi Goldberg. She utilized it. She asked you a question. How's your day?
My day's going good.
Okay. Look back at the camera. They're doing good. That means she is incorporating the audience. Right. And then I switch it back on you. What's you been going on today?
I've been doing pretty good, you know?
And then you look back at the audience and then look back and then ask a question. And it's also bringing people in psychologically.
Right.
You know? Now look at it from this perspective. Now, let's go on to what we're thankful for. I'm going to give you a good example. Utilizing the capabilities of the dynamics. Looking at somebody, talking, looking back at the camera, inclusion is a hell of a drug, including, and then looking back at you, including the audience. Everybody here is a group. Yeah. Shout out to everybody who's subscribing. So now I want to talk about, with doing this diaspora right here, I want to talk about what you are thankful for. What are you really, really thankful for, Bumi? Like, if you ever really sit down and be like, thank God, or thank this, or thank, what are you actually thankful for? And who you want to shout out for that thankfulness? It don't have to be the person who did all the, just shout out to people who've been holding it down, or shout out to either yourself Or just what utilized you to be having a ideology of persevering, of moving forward? You know, what do you? I'm gonna start off with Bumi. I'm gonna end up bringing it back to you, Kev.
Right.
See, I'm moderating. That job is hard.
I'm trying to work these etiquette.
But
hard, right?
What are you doing to actually be thankful, or who you thankful for, what you thankful for, or what you persevering in life? What is your motivational tactic as we speak right now?
I think mostly I'm thankful for just the depth I've accumulated over the years. You know, I'm not like super shallow, and I think that depth has brought like a lot of creativity into what I like to do in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like really thankful for, you know, just kind of being that that outsider. You know what I mean? Not really in the in crowd or anything, just on the outside, because then I had to take more time to figure out like what am I gonna do with myself?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in with like the cool kids and everything. So you know what?
Me neither. What am I
gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm thankful for the imagination I was gifted with to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people out here who like people like I can't draw at all. People say that when it takes just like a little bit of practice, they say I can't draw at all, or they can't come up with things from their imagination. They have to look and copy it. I'm thankful for creativity. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thankful for you having creativity. That's real. I fuck with that. Anybody want to shout out before I switch over to Kev?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, shout out SOS, HHO, shout out Arrow and Moose out there. Moose is a real big prominent figure in my art journey so far. He's kind of the guy that laid the foundation for me. So big shout out to him, and big shout out to NYV. We out here.
All right, before I switch it up to Kevin, this is me moderating. We're still on the same subject, right? What got you into art? What was that motivational factor, that fire that lit up under your ass that gets you to jump on the avenue of art?
Well, I was notorious for always like doodling in class, whether it be like stick figures or like, you know, trying to do typography early on. And I always seen the older kids, they would always be drawing Dragon Ball Z and stuff. And I was like,
shout out to my anime heads. You know who you are. We are a whole force.
Seeing that, man, I wanted to be able to do that too.
Right. So shout out to my Demon Slayer people who's watching that Demon Slayer. You know who you are.
Right. You don't even watch anime.
He said, I don't even watch anime. We about to go. I'm about to go off on this dude.
But dude,
like Hunter, go off. Shout out to my anime heads.
Oh,
calm down.
Come down.
Nah, but
I got that Baku Jitsu.
It was always the older kids that were influencing me younger on. Like even my mom, little did she know, but she was pretty gifted in typography as well, and she just considered it doodling and everything. But that was definitely something that was passed along for sure. So okay. I think it's just been real prominent in my life for a long time. So I guess it's always been there. So the fire was really wanting it to not be institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? I really want to do something different with art. And
go against the grain.
Yeah.
I understand that because me being an artist, musician, like musically inclined artist, I'm like, yes, I have to go against the grain. I don't want to sound like everybody on the radio, and I want to break boundaries of the norm. Now I'm about to switch to the Kev. Kev, what is that sensational, motivational attribute that pushes you forward? Check the wordplay. Motivational attribute that pushes you forward. What makes you get up and be thankful for something in a day when you're going through a progression? Now, we're still on the etiquette part of this episode. I'm asking him a question. I moderated. I already got off him, hearing him. We listened, we heard. We on my nigga Kev. And I'm asking him, what is the motivational factor here that makes him want to push forward and not give up?
I'm a little bit more simple than my boy Tim with the wordplay, but you know, I like to dumb it down. But man, I'm just thankful, really, Tim and Boom, for having a peace of mind. Like I feel like I have that peace of mind.
That goes a long way.
You know, it's like a blessing to have that that peace of mind. You know, when I wake up in the morning, man, like I'm real simple, but it's like, dang, you know, just having that, I have a peace of mind. Like, I don't know, you know, I stand behind what I'm saying right now. You know, I've been through so much. Me and Tim life kind of relate a lot, you know, as we talk behind the scenes, but just letting y'all know, you know what I'm saying? It's just a peace of mind, man. Coming from nothing to something, you know, it's different. You know, it's different. Talk about like sardines to steak or rabbit or bison burgers.
Or green beans, potato, tomato, ham, ram, hog, mog, chicken, turkey, rabbit, bison, duck, moose. You know. All right. Sorry. I've been drinking this alcohol, y'all.
Hey,
alcohol.
but man, just having a peace of mind is more important than having a peace of mind.
That's what
I don't know if that even make any sense.
Having a peace of mind.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me elaborate on what he's talking about. When you have a peace of mind, you're not necessarily worried about the nothing, but you only worry about something that actually is worth worrying about. You're not worried about the small things. You're not worried about the issue of mismanagement from a job that you may work for. You're not worried about the friendship or pretend gestures of admiration and hidden agendas.
I was like, boom, man. Like, you know how you feel like a nobody?
Right.
But then when you sit back in your corner, in your vicinity, and you just be like, damn.
Microphone check.
You know, you sit back in your vicinity and you be like, yo, like, I just look at how I do things. And I also look at how everybody else do things because I'm a people person too. I don't just be like, feel like I'm the best. I look at how somebody else do things. And I just be like, damn, I do my shit different. You know?
Right.
It's that peace of mind, man.
He's observing.
That peace of mind go a long way. Like, it sounds small, but it ain't. It ain't, man. It ain't.
Nah, I'm not knocking you. Look.
We all got a peace of mind, right? Am I wrong? Even y'all, right? Y'all got
hopefully,
yeah. I hope the audience.
Am I working this etiquette shit?
The etiquette you working at, bro. Let me tell you something about the peace of mind.
Bro.
I realize the older I get, I realize the more important it is to have a peace of mind. The more importance on top of that is having peace of mind with peace of self. And a lot of Black people, and not to throw race out, I hate throwing the dogma out of race, you know, but a lot of Black people I realize don't have, you know, I told one of my friends, one of my Black friends, I said, what are you doing to actually help yourself in a helpful wise, like mentally, not financially, but spiritually and mentally? He said, well, you know, I go ahead and get my hair cut. No. That's not what I'm talking about, getting your hair cut. No. That's the physical attribute. We talking about something that's a little bit more deeper than that layer. Having a peace of mind negates having a piece of negativism with the regular day of the norm. Men going out working, hustling, dealing with the trauma of being a man. What comes with that? You know, I can't go out to the world and cry tears knowing that the world is not going to cry for me. But if, like my nigga said, excuse my language, if you have a peace of mind, the world means nothing because the mind is so at peace with itself that the body manifests with that, and you're not really sick physically, you're not sick mentally, you may not even be sick spiritually. You just getting a peace of mind to be a productive model citizen. Let me drink to that. Cheers. Shout out to people who have a peace of mind.
Hey, I want to say something real quick. So like I got a peace of mind. Like I got my own type of you know, I find things funny, right? So like I find a lot of shit funny because
that is the most random shit.
It's just peace of mind. This girl was like, he got a laughing demon. And I was like, what the fuck is the laughing demon, bro? Like,
that's wild.
Like, dang, I got a peace of mind. Like, my peace of mind, like, just because I'm shining bright, you know what I mean? Damn, like, I gotta have a laughing demon. You know, she want to start an argument or something, and it's like,
so she had the demon of the non-laughing type, right?
Yeah, I guess she got a non-laughing demon. Or
the frowning demon. The muck demon. The negativism demon.
Muck.
Muck. Look it up. Look up that word. Muck.
Muck. It look like that sound?
Muck. It's like a Pokemon. I choose you, Muck. What the blood clot man? Anyway.
No disrespect to Pokemon players out there.
No disrespect to Pokemon.
We out there.
I still
Gotta
got my
catch 'em.
original
Gotta catch 'em
Pikachu.
all.
Shout out to
Hey.
the Pokemon.
Nah, I'm trying to tell. I'm selling them shits. You know, I get bread for them cards.
But anyway.
I get bread for that.
Mm.
And you gotta have a peace of mind, know how to sell those too.
But that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about, y'all see the etiquette. You see how I try to moderate. Moderating is so hard, but it's also easy. The most hardest part in moderation is just listening. If you don't know how to listen, then that's an art in itself. And maybe I need to do an episode on that. But listening and paying attention and not actually being prepared to talk is a different world. Just listen. Sit back. Listen to what somebody had to say. Make sure that if it's negative, it don't have an imprint on you. I see a lot of people want you to think a certain way, which is not challenging your freedom of speech. What that does is challenge your freedom of thought. And I don't want to challenge that. I want you to have freedom of thought. And I want you to be a jellyfish in the currents of the ocean just going with the flow. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's what we just did is the perfect situation of handling a podcast. How you have the dynamics of talking to people, listening, sharing events, and resonating with people. Hoping that maybe one of you can like, subscribe, and share to Great Apes Cafe. Now, before I actually start wrapping this up, because I've seen my producer like,
Nah.
shout out to my producer. Shout out. Let's do some shout outs real quick. That's what I'm gonna
Did he do that?
Shout out DJ Barbarian, man.
Shout out to my producer, DJ Barbarian. Let me tell you something.
We got like 45 more minutes in this episode, guys. So
You know,
He must got a long wrap it up.
a long. But I saw him do this. I don't know if he dig up his nose. I don't know. But anyway, my producer, let me tell you something. So my best friend, he get on my fucking nerves. We fight every day. But the thing about it is only I can fight him. Nobody else can. You know what I mean? But besides that attribute of fighting, he actually does and I'm fantastic. Check the wordplay. A magnanimous job on doing film etiquette, on making sure that he not just worry about the components of making sure the episode come out right, but making sure he edit and cut.
Man, can I feel in?
Mix and master and produce.
Hey, y'all, stop calling me, telling me how great of a video edit or how whatever
Leave a
it
comment.
was.
I wanna hear
do that in the
commentary.
comments. Don't come to me like, oh,
So I'm
Kev, man, no, leave it in the comments.
Facts. Let me do some shout outs though.
They do it all the time.
Like my producer is the sole reason why this podcast is here. I had the idea and he brought it to reality. You know, if this is the Matrix, he's an architect. And we just agents. Or maybe I'm Neo. Either way, I don't know. But anyway, you get my drift. What I'm getting at is, let me do some shout outs. Shout out to Woos. He's not here right now. He's somewhere in Japan. He's somewhere on a container ship, making that moolah, probably playing with Sam Yang Ho. And that is not a negative, and don't edit that out. That's not a negative statement. And that's not discriminating against my Asian components. I'm just playing around. But you know, so shout out to Woos. Shout out to Amari. I haven't heard her for some time now. I know that, you know, people think I'm mad at her. I'm not mad. I'm a little bit disappointed because we talked about some things where she should be on her grind, and I'm gonna go in detail. But shout out to Amari. Shout out to Tayshawn. Tay. He's busy. He worked nights. He's a vampire. I understand that. He better not come from my blood, but you know what I mean. Shout out to my nigga Tayshawn. Who else is not in the podcast right now that I'm not seeing? Shout out to people who's no longer in the podcast. I still have some love for them. The only individual I have a dynamic negative.
Say his name. Say his name.
Kalashnikov.
Oh, no, I didn't think he was gonna.
Ted Token. I'm not Ted Token. Ted Token's all right. I'm not mad at Ted Token. But Kalashnikov. Great sadness. That's the only person I really had.
Shout out to Kalashnikov. We hope you're okay.
But at the same time, I think in my heart of hearts, deep down, if I go look beyond the attribute of my griminess, that I look beyond my judgmental state, I think he needs mental help. So in that regard, shout out to Kalashnikov. Shout out to my colleagues, my cousin for always keeping it down, keeping it real with me, even if it hurt my feelings. He's always goofy, he's always playing around, but he always keep it 100. I love that about him. So I'm happy that you're here. Shout out to, let me tell you something. This nigga right here, this nigga Cool Kevin, Mr. Hansley, he uses hands.
Mr. Hansley,
Let me
man.
tell you something, bro. I gave this nigga critique. I critiqued him, right? He's working on getting his commercial driver license. He's working on himself. I won't go into too much details because I have to follow.
Just know on my birthday, I spent. Hold on, let me think about how many fucking hours in that building.
For his birthday, I
spent like 4 hours in that building, bro. Get my.
He want me to buy a bottle. I couldn't, so I bought him a Twit card instead. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my nigga, and he went out and he did some shit that was the most gangster shit of all 2021. Instead of speaking about doing what you're gonna do, instead of speaking about what dreams you wish to accomplish, you actually applied it and did it. No, nigga, I gotta celebrate.
Thank you, man.
That's the most realist. That's the most realist nigga. That's the realest shit. I'm not mad at Kev.
I work. Me and Boom working on some shit right now, man. We about to
in the lab.
Hey, my nigga about to work on can I be honest? Can I speak frank? My nigga Bumi about to work on some canvas art.
Yeah.
Basquiat type art. Excuse my language.
Yeah. Was that too much?
Perhaps. I've been drinking, you know. My audience, I love y'all.
But I mean, it's a lot coming. Hey. I want to say this home. Hey. Boy, this motherfucker Sarah, hey, leaning. But
hey, well, pour some more of that shit, bro. Go ahead.
I thought he dropped my whole. I'm about to have a whole attitude for real. I thought this nigga dropped my straw out my cup.
It's a lot of projects coming. I'm like super excited to work with you. And I'm definitely been in the lab working on other projects. But, you know, while I'm working on those things, I'm definitely trying to put in thought to like, how am I going to be proud of something I put out for you? You know what I'm saying? Something that has my artwork on it.
You be proud as long as you know that you put your best foot forward. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I'm going to show you, bro. I'm going to show you, bro.
Better than you can tell you.
I'm going to show y'all, too. I'm going to show y'all.
Shout out to everybody.
All of y'all.
But shout out to everybody who came on the podcast to show love. Even to those who may show love and get mad because of a statement or a condescending ridicule I had about you. You know who you are. I still have love for you. And you want me to tell you why? Because if you have a problem with me, you can still come on this podcast and we could debate it out. And I promise you, I'm going to give it my 100%. I'm not going to say I'm going to win.
So since they hear it, since you're saying it, I think you and Kalashnikov need to have a debate episode.
I don't know about that.
Let me tell you why. This is why I have a problem with Kalashnikov. And he's more different than anybody on the podcast. Anybody else on the podcast have a form of redemption, redeeming themselves. Like if I have a problem with you on the podcast, you have a form. Like even a person when I talked about fake money, they have a point of coming on the podcast and redeeming themselves. Tell me why. You really think I attack you? Okay, come on the podcast. You know who you are. But when it comes to Kalashnikov, he's the only individual that I have a extreme real beef. Because you try to fight a woman for a reason. And the reason that you try to fight her was because she didn't want to give you the yams. She wasn't looking in your direction. I have a problem with that. You know, it's one thing when you want to try to fight a female because they perhaps spit in your face or they kick you in your manhood. But this woman didn't do that. You know, like, Amari don't bother nobody. She's very, very down to earth. She get on my nerves, but she's down to earth.
Right.
And the fact that he tried to fight her for no reason.
For just,
And justify
just
it. He stated my hands are straight or my hands are bisexual and I'm straight. Some shit like that. Like,
shout out to Eric.
It ain't funny.
Hey, shout out to Eric at Landfall.
But that's a different beef. Like
I told him about this story. I hope he watches this episode because he's gonna get a kick out of you saying that.
it's a different beef. I'm dead serious. I saw him walking the other day. I beat my horn and flicked him off. Like I don't have time, bro. Like
That's that peace of mind, man. That peace of mind.
It's that peace of mind. I felt better after I did it.
You got to elevate yourself above that.
Again, you don't. But sometimes I don't feel like elevating. I need
That's
to be
your brother. You got to pull him up to that level. To
how can I look? They say real recognize real. I don't recognize weakness. That's a different form of weakness. Because when you're weak, you have the opportunity to become strong. But that form of weakness irritates me. You put your hands on the female.
He hit her for
You
real,
put
for
your
real?
no. He wanted to in front of me and Aaron, as if we ain't gonna do shit. Bitch, don't you know I would break your face and wipe your face, beat up my hands? I had a whole attitude about that. Let's really talk about that situation for like 2 more minutes. How dare you try to hit a woman?
How dare you, dude?
For no reason.
We love you, Kalashnikov.
But she seemed like she was talking to another dude. Bitch, what? Look at the amount of weakness.
Y'all can
And
look
that's
at that.
a black woman. Don't let me vent. That's a black woman.
He already vented on an old episode, man. It's down there somewhere. Just scroll down somewhere.
She
It's
cool
not.
people, man. Amari get on my nerves, but she don't bother nobody.
Psychologically,
Not negatively.
and I like to think about it this way, because we don't know Kalashnikov's whole life, and I ain't even trying to take up for him. You know what I mean? Never put your hands on a female unless she hits you, then knock that bitch out. I'm just joking. But psychologically, what might he be lacking to have put himself in such a situation?
Empathy,
Manhood.
He lacks
like precisely
empathy. He don't like.
if he doesn't have the manhood that you have, and this is just because of the perpetuation we've experienced as black men, I really feel like it'd be a time to take the it'd be a chance to take the time to be like, yo,
man, boom,
be better.
So let me ask you a question. You think I should bring Kalashnikov? You think I should bring him back?
No, it's not even about that. Just talk to him.
Hold
you
up,
gotta bring him back,
son.
Okay.
Because I gotta just say this: like, if you want to fight a girl because she not giving you the ass,
right,
bro, you know how that look, bro.
It looks
like,
terrible.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
Yo.
And where we have a lack,
what the fuck going on?
And where we have a lack of upstanding black males,
man, that's petty, man. That's petty.
It is. It's so bad. It's sad. Be like, yo, why you got to be like that, bro?
Man, that's petty, man.
I'll tell you what.
Too many girls out here. It's weird. You
what
got
if he fell
weird
in love with
girls.
that?
Not weird
He
girls.
fell in love with that.
You got strictly diggly
Not
girls.
strictly diggly.
You got. I mean, you just gotta find out where you land at, bro. Like,
What
you know
the
what I'm
fuck? Look, this is what makes me mad. Amari, and again, I had said this on a previous episode. I don't want to repeat, but Amari countlessly, many times, try to give him positive feedback. It's like me giving you $1,000 and I say,
excuse me,
just go ahead and buy you something to eat. I don't care what it is. And you buy you something to eat and you spend your $1,000 and you say, fuck Tim, and you smack me in my face. It's the same below. Amari gave him nothing but positive feedback. He didn't know how to handle that because Amari is positive. She is. She get on my damn nerves, but she is positive.
What if he never had that before?
Man, shit.
Think about the lack of that. Just the positive reinforcement in your life from somebody. If he's that negative, he might have went through. And once again, Kalashnikov, that was some bitch ass shit. If you don't hit a woman, that's stupid, whatever. But if he's never had that positive, nigga, that's like excuse my language. That's like you living in a cave your whole life, and then somebody cracking through the wall and letting in the sun, and you're like,
hearing what you're saying. I'm hearing what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so after the fight, let me go ahead and go more into depth.
Okay.
So after the fight, I sat here with Kalashnikov at this very table for about 4 to 5
This one,
hours.
y'all. This one.
And even let him spend the night. I had to dig deep in the cerebellum and understand why did he try to figure out why he thought it was okay to put his hands on a woman. He didn't, because if he did it, he would have had a broken face. I know what I would have
The
done.
defendant stated that his hands were bisexual.
Hey,
And so listen.
I just gotta say,
So
caveman.
hold on. So you try to find a female. I sat there, and I this is what's the icing on the cake. This nigga had no empathy.
None.
He was like, she deserve it. She treat you better than me. She was talking on the phone with another guy. She deserve all of that. I said, there is a disconnect. That's the difference. I sat there and tried to rationalize the why factor. And what I got out the why factor is the no empathy. You don't have no empathy. Now, some people psychologically would rate that as a sociopath or a psychopath. I don't know which one it is. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but I know he need help. He had no empathy. He thought everything he did was justified. Now, granted, there's plenty of things I did on this podcast. I'm like, I could have handled that better, Not really. But I'm thinking, I could have handled that much better. I could take accountability. If I call somebody out on their bullshit, and you know exactly who you are, I can handle accountability of why I did it. If you do wrong, if a duck is a duck and it's quacking, I tell you it's a duck, bitch, go ahead and quack. But don't act like you perfect.
Why am I quack? Because it's a duck.
Flat.
Hold up. Hey, you said he was a cave. You said some caveman shit, right? You know what caveman did? They clubbed their woman.
They did do
and
that.
Take them home.
So he wouldn't have been in that situation if he just would have clubbed her. So
he might have been a fucking caveman.
Kev says, guys, go get your clubs and let's get back to it. So
can we switch subjects? I don't even want to give him no more light. Look, when I did that downfall of Kalashnikov, I felt bad after the fact. I'm like, damn, Tim. I had to look at yourself.
You should apologize. You should apologize to him.
I said, damn, Tim, I did kind of OD.
Nah, man, I'm gonna tell you why I ain't got no.
But no, I'm not gonna apologize. He made Amari feel microscopic, and I want him to feel more small.
I just have to say, I saw the video. I don't care what nobody said. I saw the video. Man.
The video of it happening?
No. No.
Do we have that? Do we have that on file?
I saw it.
I forgot what episode. What episode is it? Like,
hey, man, I saw the video, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Jeez, bro.
Point being,
man.
I gotta switch
Kalashnikov.
Yeah, we need. Hey,
get some help.
And you want me to bring him back? I tell you what. You know,
George Bush don't care about black people.
We about to switch it up, man. Shout out to Bamboo.
Facts.
I'm feeling good tonight.
Bamboo
the Ciroc is
you Bamboo though. Or you Ciroc though.
Rockin' is rocking.
You Ciroc though. We Bamboo though.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me go ahead and dead this like a dead car battery. When it comes to Kalashnikov, when it comes to him, and when it comes to the statement that there should be a form of redemption for you, you know who has that power? I won't let it be me. This is already a man's world. I'm going to relinquish that power and give it to Amari.
Yeah.
Ask Amari that question.
I've never met Amari. Hello, Amari.
Man,
my name
Amari
is
is
Bumi.
a hard. She's like a rare Yu-Gi-Oh card that's coming out. Egyptian God card. She the
Amari.
that's my sis. That's my sis. I love her to death. She knows she is.
Hey, man.
But to bring out on the episode, girl.
You can draw. You might draw the card and it might not work.
Man, if I bet my life, I would have been dead many times. But I'm not mad. She has a life. My nigga Mark is in Japan, probably playing with some young Hall or on a cargo container ship. And you know who you are, Mark. Shout out to Woos.
I hope he's all right, by the way.
He's all right. I heard that. I heard some questionable statements that I don't know for sure. But if you see this, go hit me up. I haven't heard from you in about 72 hours. So, Woos hit me up. But anyway, what I'm getting about with Amari, I want her to ask Amari that question. Because I know she forgive Kalashnikov. But however, I don't think she want to associate with him. And I'm okay with that. Because sometimes when you have toxic people, when you have people with pretend gestures of admiration and hidden agendas, you gotta let them go, boy.
Big facts.
It's plenty of family members. Shout out to my nigga Javelin Bell. Let me finish doing the shout outs. Let me get off the Kalashnikov because he blah blah blah. I don't even like that name. You know who you are. Anyway,
because his name's Kalashnikov.
Kalashnikov, that's name too dope.
I'm sorry, childish. But anyway,
Hey man, we got
shout out to
shout out to the
Javelin.
cuzzo.
Shout out to my other cousin Javelin Bell. Shout out to my uncle Eugene. My uncle Eugene has been screened for cancer. He is cancer free. He don't have cancer. Shout out to my uncle Eugene.
That's awesome.
Let me go ahead and finish doing shout outs. I don't do enough shout outs. Shout out to Fu Wings. I'm gonna buy some more chicken tomorrow. Shout out to my nigga Panama coming all the way from New York, getting on the podcast tomorrow. Shout out to everybody in the podcast. I have the most respect and love for you. Even shout out to the people who's no longer in the podcast. I have respect for you to a certain extent. The only person I don't respect is Kalashnikov.
Oh my god!
So shout out to my producer who actually makes this shit, who's my best friend.
DJ Barbarian.
He's also my mixer and master. He's my disc jockey. That nigga make all my music. Shout out to him. Let me see. Shout out to Mitch with the beef jerky. And I'm here on the shit. I already said for wings. Shout out to All Dolled Up when she got our hair supplies.
Who's that lady that made a blue shark?
Oh my gosh. Shout out to Dr. Fox and Dr. Fox's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah. She gave us about a blue shark. I gotta hit up blue shark.
Hey, listen, that blue shark.
That blue shark. Boy!
I don't know what I did that night, but I did it that night.
You did it that night?
I did it that night.
What you do? We don't know what he did. He done. Shout out to my cousin for actually doing art and all the artists. Shout out to Michi making sure the comments are legit. And if anybody got some negative shit, he got a strike back. Shout out to Michi. Shout out to my wife for allowing me to not have a compromise in a relationship when I'm doing the podcast. Shout out to my child or children of the future. When you see this, I can honestly say you know who you are. Shout out to my nigga Carrie. It's also my producer's brother. First person I met in North Carolina. Only person I lost a fight against in North Carolina. Shout out to him.
Is that the one that was like,
you gotta meet my nigga Carrie. My nigga Carrie.
Don't test me.
Shout out to I'm just doing shout out. You gotta do shout outs right now.
Oh my God.
Shout out to my nigga Chunky, aka Antoine. Antoine always keeping it real.
Shout out to Chunky, man.
He get on my nerves, but you know, that's my little brother, man. You know, he hold it down. He went through some bullshit last week.
You know the last episode that I think me, Bumi, and Chunky and you was on was that front episode. God, we was all on the.
Shout out to my nigga Jamal Davison. I'm putting his whole government out. He been going through a whole lot of shit last year. I won't go into details. In this year, he going through a lot. But he's one of my good friends. I wasn't here for him when he came to my house and had some seafood, and I definitely dipped out on that. Shout out to him. You know, I did that shit on purpose or accident. I don't even know. I don't remember. I'm drinking. But shout out to Jamal. Hello.
I mean, like, you know, shout out to Arrow, SOS. We out here all day.
Shout out to Peace of Mind, God, you know, Allah, whatever you want to call it.
Shout out to people who question when I'm in the wrong. You know who you are. I love y'all. I even love my enemies. I love y'all. Shout out to Pop Millions, which is Cool Kev's brother.
Shout out to Pop.
I got to hit you up at the studio. I hope you like and subscribe, share, and I hope you connect with us.
Do that shit.
Let me keep going on the shout out. Shout out to my subscribers. I actually do appreciate y'all. It feels weird when somebody told me, keep doing the podcast. Like, I don't know how to act. I don't know how to act with fans. You know what I mean? I don't know how to act, but I need to show gratification. You know what I mean? So shout out to y'all. Shout out to my family members who fuck with me and who don't fuck with me, who associate with us and who don't associate with us.
Hey, what's your granddad name that we went and saw the other day?
Who granddad?
On your girl's side.
Oh, my wife. Shout out to Grandpa Steve.
Grandpa Steve, what's up?
Oh, he the realest.
Hey, that's a cool dude, man.
That's a strong man.
Yo, man, that dude right there, bro. Even though he had me go turn the water hose off in a pile of ants.
Shout out Grandpa Steve. Shout out to Grandma Velda. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Faith. My sister-in-law friends, Diamond Banks. I'm saying the whole government. Destiny. I don't even know her last name. I can't even think. But shout out to y'all. I won't go in detail. I always ask them to get on the episode, but they scared. They scared like him in the past.
So scared. It's scary.
But I'm not mad at them.
Like
I won't ask
somebody.
him no more. 3 strikes and I ask you no more than 3 times. You kiss my ass on that.
Cap.
But I love y'all. So shout out to y'all. Let me keep going. Shout out to my father. Shout out to New York and Jersey City. Shout out to my grandmother, Silencia Thomas. I won't go in details.
Shout out Port City.
Shout out Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't think we as artists don't get enough love, and I wish we could communicate, collaborate a little bit more. Shout out to Bash from Bazaar. It used to be called Juggling Gypsy. He changed the name. I'm mad about that. I need to talk to him about.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he changed it from Juggling Gypsy to the Bazaar. I gotta talk to him about
I
that.
thought it was Barzar.
Bazaar. You know what
Barzar, they try to copy Pokemon.
Don't come back. Sebastian, we ain't throwing subliminals, man.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Shout out to my nigga Mitch, who was on here a few days ago making that beef jerky. He's still making that meat. Pause.
No cherry jerky.
No cherry, bro. We ain't bullying you. One of my niggas said that we look like we bullying them. I ain't bullying you, bro. I love you, man. You're my nerve.
Y'all gotta know Mitch.
Shout out to my nigga
know
Izzy
Mitch.
for always being busy and keeping it real. And shout out to his mama Spanky.
Tim. Shout out to Tim.
Tim joining that nigga the rebel. He the
Boy.
opposite of
Hey,
a lot
y'all
of
stop
people.
commenting on that man video, man.
let
Just
that
because
nigga
y'all want
breathe.
to talk shit, bro. Get that man some space, bro. Golly, bro.
Gosh, I put some respect on his name.
Damn. That's
Shout
the
out
only episode. Y'all going but in there. Hey, they put that on Riddick and all that. I mean, come on.
Shout out to Javelin Bell in Bolivia. Shout out to all my family in
This
Bolivia,
nigga
North
doing
Carolina.
shout out reruns, boy.
Shout out to this nigga trying to clown. Fuck you. Shout out to my Aunt Boo. I didn't shout her out.
We love you, Aunt Boo, so much.
She did do some gangster stuff. She was there. She helped me with my mom when my mom passed away. She helped me financially.
She's the original gangster, man, for real.
I wish we was closer, but I don't want her to think that I want something from her. So
Shout out to that bottle of lean I drank early.
not the bottle of lean.
Shit,
Don't
wavy.
do that. That
Shit
promethazine
wavy.
ain't good for you.
Jeez.
I'd rather do placebo. Look it up. But shout out to all my friends who fuck with me. Shout out to people who actually associate with me on the podcast. And not just me. Shout out to everybody who associate with Bumi, Amari, Mark, Cool Kev, DJ Barbarian. And as far as shout outs, shout out to my best friend, extended family members. It's a lot of family members of his in Southport, North Carolina. I don't think he would recognize. Or he may not shout out, but I'm gonna say shout out to them. Y'all might not even see this. So
Shout out to that new.
he might edit this out. So shout out to his sisters and brothers. Jack, you know who you are, boy. You know who you are. Shout out to Jack, man. We got love for you, bro.
Shout out to that new Great Apes tape about to come out.
That great, bro.
We speaking from the
Good
future.
God, I'm
From the future.
It ain't even future. It's already prolific. It's already in the happening.
Yeah.
But it's not here yet.
Shout out to the alcohol I've been drinking.
Shout out to that Ciroc.
Shout out to the bamboo that make me bamboo. Shout out to the people who think I drink all the episodes.
Oh,
I had a
man.
cousin of mine be like, "You an alcoholic, bitch? What?" And the same person telling me I'm an alcoholic. Ain't you a crackhead?
Oh,
The audacity.
Yeah,
Can we do a whole episode about crack?
no.
Don't
Let's talk
come
about
after me
crack.
like that. You know who the fuck you are.
Crackheads are legendary, okay? Just saying.
This bitch crack.
They accomplish everything.
Anybody
bro.
selling cootie cat for crack is a crack head. Double crack. Shout out to
that's some crack shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's some crack shit.
Crack.
I won't say
Sell
no
crack
name.
for crack. I trade you.
Everywhere she at, she got crack.
Oh, no.
I can't.
Shout out to my friends and acquaintances. Shout out to my subscribers. Look,
Miss Fran, come on the show.
shout out to my subscribers, and I'm gonna let y'all know something.
Who was
right now.
that?
Miss Fran is this just amazing cook. She is my manager and my boss.
Oh shit.
And she has her own business. I think she wants to go with the name Soul Fusion for a little cooking restaurant
Shout
that
out to
she's
them.
coming out with. But she's so scared of these bright lights. I think if she gets the shade, she'll be all right.
Get the shades. Shout out to you. Shout out to the firm.
Yo,
I have to go out and show.
What's good?
Well, we gotta go out and show them some love. Sometimes they came all the way from Charlotte here.
Man, we're gonna go all the
I
way from
love them
women
for
to
that. That's the
Charlotte.
most- I wish they was. I ain't gonna lie. If they lived in North Carolina, I try to get them one of them a part of the podcast permanently. If not two of them.
Charlotte's in North
Oh, the best thing
Carolina.
about that though, they do got their own podcast. I don't remember the name of it actually because I was kind of intoxicated that night.
The firm have a podcast.
Yeah, you remember he said he got his own cast.
Shout out to the firm. If you have your own podcast, please send a link. I like, subscribe, share.
Comment
And
your
leave a
link,
comment.
bro.
What else? Who am I missing? Shout out to the future people who I'm gonna do the episode with. The episode I'm working on in the future is I'm gonna be talking to the Gator Hole. That sounds nasty. The Gator Hole in Bowling Springs. Is it Bowling Springs? Leland?
The Gator Hole?
Winnebago. Shout out to the Gator Hole in Winnebago. I'm gonna be doing the episode soon. We're gonna be traveling on a river. We're gonna be seeing alligators and shit. I gotta get me machete in my gun because if an alligator try to leap, boy, boop, 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 boop.
Hey, what kind of gun is that?
They try to come after me. Well, my own family. It's why I like. It's why I like my family.
It's a Ciroc, man.
Oh, I know. Hey,
I
tell
don't
me when we're
drink.
wrapping it up. I know how we.
Shout
can
out
wrap
to
this
my
up.
cousins who. Shout out to my cousins who don't even know we cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so many of y'all,
I got so
man.
many in Bolivia. They don't even know. And I know, but they don't know. And that's cool because I don't want them to know. And you know, when they cousins know, they want to, oh, we cousins. When you going to go there, we need to hang out with you.
Let me borrow a cup of sugar, bro.
Let me get some oil. Let me make some cake. Pause.
Hey, you gonna make them burgers?
So shout out to y'all. It's a definitely shout. Anybody y'all want to shout out? Shout out to
I don't know. I want to shout out Yin Yang Twins. Hey, I don't know why, but I was, hey, trying to tell you my shit.
All right, enough of that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yang Twins. We damn sure ain't getting paid for shouting them out.
Yeah, you're right.
They drink gasoline.
Say what? Oh hell no! You trying to kill them brain cells? Shout out to last week. I went to a woman's house with my nigga Cool Cav. Right,
Does your wife know?
my wife know everything, everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I didn't do nothing bad. I was
What she
hanging out-
told you to do when you come in?
I'm talking about. Shout out to Miss Barb. Barbara, what's her name?
Yeah, that's her name, bro.
She's the coolest.
Miss Blue.
She just keep it so real. Now I don't know about the other woman in there. She seemed a little bit mean. You know who you are. But I won't say any names. I'm just saying, Miss Barbara. I want her on the episode. She's cool people, man. Cool people.
She probably be here soon. Yeah, we talked about
That's
it.
right. Ain't no,
We talked about it umpteen hours early.
Okay. Shout out to her. So shout out. I gotta show some appreciation. And that's what I'm doing. Anybody else you want to shout out before I switch subjects?
Shout out to my mama,
Mama!
I guess.
Mama!
I love you or whatever.
We love You.
Hey, shout out to my last 2 brain cells.
Shout out to the last.
Shout out to those people that came to my job 10 minutes before we closed to get food, and like they had a 6 top. That's like 6 people at a table.
Yo,
Shout out to those guys for making us cook all that food when we just wanted to go home on the weekend to enjoy our lives like you do every day. We have to watch you from behind a window. It hurts.
shit.
It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts so deep.
They ordered 5 salads.
You know who you are.
Not
Three
five salads.
orders of adult tenders. 6 in the order.
Right.
6.
3
Not
burgers.
5 salads.
They had so much chicken. They probably still there eating. Shout out to Landfall. We love y'all.
Landfall.
Edit that out or they're gonna sue me.
No.
They ran. I can say chicken in Spanish.
Why you actually? Cállate.
Es pollo.
Pollo. I ordered a pollo last time I've been at a Mexican restaurant. Shout out to Melwin. Gotta do an episode. When we see this, I'm gonna send this link to you. Gotta do an episode. Don't play with me.
Shout out to Kelvin that actually missed us filming. Okay, he's new on the scene. Hopefully, you guys get to meet him
He was
soon.
the one I freestyled with.
Yeah, he's the young
I thought
MC.
he- Hey, I hate to say, that's my old name,
Calvin.
Kelvin. Yeah.
Kelvin? Like not since
This nigga changed his name.
not
when he-
Fahrenheit. Kelvin. That's cold. That's cold as fuck. Not Fahrenheit. Kelvin.
For real?
For real.
Boy.
That's gas as fuck. What?
I ain't cool, Kelvin, nothing, bro.
He cool, Kev with the cow.
Ice cold.
Boy, you cold if you can measure space. Shout out to Melwin. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to LJ. Shout out to Jessica. You know who you are. I might have some type of episodes. I have a lot of people who don't want an episode because y'all too geeked, and that's okay.
Shout out to this vape. Damn.
Yo, shout out to Art. It's been like, yo, it's
No. Shout out to Art.
25 minutes of shout outs is what I live for. We love y'all so much. You guys need to know. You gotta
I'm
know.
not out of subjects. I'm just doing shout because I never did a shout out in my life. Shout out to the woman holding niggas down. You know,
For real.
Salute.
Shout out to the boss bitches, wife and niggas, okay?
And shout out to the females
Excuse my
and
language.
the queens doing queen shit. And you know who you are.
Z-Snap.
Shout out to the people representing and making sacrifices that's bigger than themselves. Shout out to my audience who's seeing this. Cheers. And to thinking that I'm always an alcoholic. How dare you?
Man,
How
shout out
dare
Bamboo. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna stop advertising.
shout
It ain't
out,
like they
Britta.
pay my black ass.
This water's so crispy.
Look at all this bamboo I'm advertising. They don't pay us. Boy!
Ooh, shout out.
They don't pay us. Listen, they don't pay us.
I'm pretty sure your hands.
You say, oh,
Oh, boy, them bitches dry as hell, boy. He done sanitized
Shout out to
this
who?
shit like 7 times.
Hold on, shout out to who? Shout out to the end of the episode. But that mean that right now we about to force it to the end. I don't like that. Before I wrap it up, and shout out to the true end of the episode. Anybody have
Shout out to
anything
these
else say?
hamburgers Aaron about to make.
Shout out to.
Let me interject. I'm so sorry. When DJ make an instrumental, phenomenal.
Shout
When
out
he
DJ Barbarian.
When he make a tuxedo instrumental specifically for you, phenomenal. When he make food, phenomenal. That nigga nasty. He got the juice and the sauce. And he got the farm. Good God.
DJ Barbarian.
He just looked me in my eyes through my sunglasses.
What is that ugly?
What you looking at?
Damn.
Anyway, y'all have anything else left to say before I actually end this episode?
I got one
Oh,
more.
yes.
Oh no! Oh, wait. Shout out to the whole McMillan family. Free my nigga Tim McMillan. You know who you are. Got mad respect, love for you. Shout out to Jada McMillan. Shout out to Sarah Graham. Shout out to a lot of people that I associate myself with. I love the McMillan family. They cool people. Shout out to my neighbors. You know who you are. You get on my nerves. Maybe because I see you all the time, but shout out to you.
Just don't park in that fucking parking spot.
Don't park in my parking spot.
Don't park in that parking
Nah,
spot,
I'm playing
bro.
with shit. We got mad love. One of these days, I might get my neighbors over here. You know who you are.
Jeez.
Anybody got anything left to say?
Yes. Follow the Instagram at Teflon Quan. It's your boy. Thank you.
So hopefully he have that on the bottom of the screen as a news lettering in the future. DJ Barbarian, when you see
That
this.
make me feel so loved.
Hopefully
Like I
you
belong
edit
to
that
somebody
in.
out here, you know?
So, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy. And
Hey, y'all can follow Cool Kev at Facebook.com. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I ain't
nigga
talking.
said follow him and he already being followed.
Hey, I ain't doing shit.
Nigga's a part of the podcast.
I ain't talking about shit. Just a bunch of podcast shit, you know. Just
I'm actually tipsy. I should be on front of the camera. But you
Yeah,
know what?
for real.
Oh, man, bro. What time is it?
I'm gonna keep it real. You know what?
Tell the preacher, come preach with me.
I don't really
Come
think-
squeeze with me.
Huh?
Tell him.
Jeez.
Tell him. You know what that is, boy. This is Great Apes Cafe.
Check us out.
Check us out. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, share. Shout out to my commutators. If you is leaving a comment. And people who subscribe, I have the most respect for you. Like, subscribe, share.
If you don't, we feel bad.
If
And
you don't, then don't.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
You're missing out. But that's all I have to say.
I don't know why my brain's still thinking about that shit.
Like, subscribe, share.
Where do you see my
And
penis?
my last shout out is shout out
Where
to
do
the
you
end of
see
this.
my penis?
Oh, I would never see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see what he said. Penis in my head part. I don't want to see none of that shit.
No, that's it.
It's having vision. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to
I
say
guess it's done
none of
now.
that.
Fuck it.
All right.
You think about the Ye twins. You say, wait till you see this. I would never get enough.
That's
Like
it for me, man.
BMB. Like I want to see none of that. Like, subscribe, share. We love you. Deuces. Now, shout out to the end of the episode.
never do this.